Hi, I just wanted to do this quick scope. And so I'm going to just try to contain myself. But I just wanted to do this quick scope and hopefully share this testimony. And it's my prayer that somebody will be encouraged. Um, so I have a daughter. She's away at college. She is a single mom. And when she got pregnant with her daughter, people talked a lot of trash. They ain't talking to our face, but they did nonetheless. Some people said that, she should come back home and, you know, do her college education at home. Other people counted her out and just thought that, she would just be another single black mother, undereducated. Um, but to my daughter's credit, um, she has stayed in school, even though her family is over 800 miles away. She has persevered through this process. And if anybody on this scope, if you have ever been in school, just being in school alone is hard enough. It really is. And I know that people say, that, when we send our kids off to school, it's a privilege for them to go and that kind of thing. And it is a privilege when your kids are able to go to college. And I just want to say this quick thing. And it's even more difficult going to college when you are a parent, particularly a single parent, right? It's very hard when you are a single parent going to college. But I just want to throw a caveat to that, because sometimes we look at people who have what we call, support systems in it, and that kind of thing. And we say, oh, our kids are in college, they're doing great and they're doing great things, or whatever the case may be. But can I tell you that many of our students on our college campuses, particularly our girls, I can't speak for the guys because I don't have a lot of contact with them. I haven't done a lot of mentoring with young male college students. But can I tell you that our young women on these college campuses go through it? Okay? All right. And the reason I say that is sometimes we pit our girls against one another. We pit the single moms, and those who got pregnant or who dropped out of high school and decided to go to school. And, later on, we pit those girls out there against the girls who are in the sororities, right? The girls who are athletes and cheerleaders, and they go ahead and they go straight from high school into college, right? We pit those girls against the other girls who are less fortunate, who may have made some missteps in their lives, and therefore a path to career success, a pathway to education, a pathway to an affordable, a living wage job is really filled with a lot of barriers and difficulties, right? And so what I've learned is that we pit these two groups of young women against each other. And what I want to say is that I can tell you firsthand from the homeless shelter all the way to the dorm room, our young women are struggling, and so whatever circumstance they find themselves in, when they make this leap, and make a decision to engage in the pursuit of secondary education and to get, post-secondary education, to get this college degree, there are a lot of challenges that they encounter. But specifically, because my daughter has a baby, I have a front row seat to some of the challenges. And so I am so very proud of my daughter for sticking with her education. And so the one thing that I just wanted to say very quickly is that graduation is fastly approaching, and she needed to take some extra classes to, raise her GPA up higher. And this one particular class that she just finished taking, she needed to get a 90 or an A in order to graduate. And so, all semester long, she was right on the cusp of that A, like a 87.7, right on the cusp of that A. And so, I've been cheering, we've been praying, and I've been cheering her along and encouraging her, and, and we're just feeling like, okay, this is going to happen. And the last assignment was submitted, and she got a great grade on that. The last quiz was submitted. She got a great grade on that. And then she had the final, which was cumulative, and covered a lot of material. And so we had a brief conversation on Friday, and we talked about what her plan was to take this final. It's an online class, and so feeling optimistic. And so she began her preparation for her final, and this morning she took her final on Sunday. It was due yesterday, and she took it Sunday. So this morning she emailed me, and she had a grade that she didn't do as well on the final as we had hoped, but we were still optimistic. And so, to make a long story short, her final grade was lower. It put her at a strong B. They don't do pluses at her college, but it put her at a strong B. And so, needless to say, panic sets in. You're concerned, she's discouraged. And so I'm trying to encourage, I'm in class, and I'm trying to, like keep myself like, centered. All right. And so to make a long story short, I talked to her when I finally got to talk to her on the phone, and we were kind of problem solving, what are the options? Are you sure? And so I said, well, let's email the professor. So she crafted this email. She called me and she said, Mom, let me read this to you. And she reads it to me, and, it sounds good, but I feel like something is missing. So I called Princess, my son's fiance, and I said, let's get Princess on a three-way, and Princess, let her hear the email and see what she thinks. And so Princess gets on the phone. I'm too close to it. I'm feeling some kind of way. My daughter's feeling some kind of way. And so Princess said, this sounds like a great email. And I said, well, Princess, let's pray a prayer of agreement. Will you pray? Because I'm in my feelings. She's in her feelings. Let's pray a prayer of agreement. And so my daughter-in-law to be, my daughter, prayed. She prayed for her sister. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed. And we prayed for that professor. She prayed. She prayed for his heart and his mind, that it would be filled with compassion, and that he would give my daughter an opportunity to, write something, submit something quickly that would increase her grade. And can I tell you, about 30 minutes ago, my daughter sent a text that said that he made an adjustment which raised her final grade, her final exam grade, up to an 86, almost a 90. And he was giving her an opportunity to submit something to bring her grade up. So actually, her final grade right now is just a few points short of a 90. And when she gets off from work, she's going to submit whatever she needs to submit. I don't know what they've agreed upon. And she's going to have her 90. Now, I just got through jumping all around this house because anybody who's been in academia, these professors, they have large numbers of students. They're not always responsive. We've had professors that didn't even respond to emails in the past. When I tell you we've experienced some things, and because I'm her mother and I've advocated over the years, you experienced some things. And so the fact that first, this professor responded. Second, the response was in her favor. And this happened directly after prayer. I can't take no credit. My daughter can't take no credit. Okay? Princess can't take no credit. All of the glory goes to God. He turned it. And I'm telling you what, on May 7th, my daughter is going to walk across the stage of Clemson University. She going to get her degree. We're going to hold our grandbaby and we're going to dance on the devil's head, giving God all of the glory, honor, and praise. And I just want to encourage my young sisters who are out there in the world. I'm plugging my phone in so it doesn't die. I just want to encourage my young sisters who are pursuing higher education to not give up, I know that there are a lot of obstacles, but I'm encouraging our young women to not give up on your academic pursuits. I don't care what the institution says. I don't care what they try to do to push you out. Do not give up on your academic pursuits. You know, yes, you may find yourself in a situation like my daughter did, you know, and have a baby while you're in school or whatever the case may be. But I want to tell you, do not give up on your academic pursuits. And for those of you who might hear this scope, you might be a parent, you might be a mentor, you might be a coach, you might be, a ministry leader, you might be a youth worker, you might work with young people in some capacity. Please don't underestimate the potential of our students simply because they have barriers in front of them. When they have barriers in front of them, all that is an indicator that they're going to need more support in order to achieve their goals. With that being said, please do not underestimate the students who may come across your path who appear to have it all going on. They have the great grades. They appear to have it all going on. Don't underestimate the support that those students will need to achieve their academic goals in college. And again, we have to stop pitting our kids against one another. God turned this thing for my daughter, and we've been praising him for the last 30 minutes. We're giving him glory. And I'm sharing this story so that you can let some other young woman know that if God did it for my daughter, he can do it for you. And when you see young single parents in school, do something to encourage and support them. But also when you see our young women, our young men in school, don't become so enamored with the fact that they are in school that you underestimate the need for emotional and spiritual and even financial support, which can help them stay in those academic spaces, which are sometimes very unwelcoming spaces. Sometimes there are subtle things that are done to, push our kids out. And so my daughter, listen, I'm just done right now. But all of the glory goes to God. So pray. Support our kids who are in college. I ain't talking about, oh, I'm proud of you kind of stuff. They need more than that. They need somebody that they can call in the midnight hour, okay, with the nitty gritty truth of their lives, and won't judge them, but will support them and hold them accountable and say, you know what? You fell down, but get back up and get back on track and reach for your goals. And I'm so grateful to God for a praying family. I'm so grateful to God for a praying family. I'm so grateful to God for a praying family. He turned it. He turned it. He turned it. We couldn't do it. She was trying to do it, but she couldn't do it. He turned it. And we have no doubt that this close to the finish line, her bachelor degree is hers. And when whether she chooses to go to law school or get her MBA, her mama and her daddy, her family, we're going to be right there cheering her along. But I'm not going to just be cheering her along. I'm going to keep cheering along and supporting all of those other young women who are crossing my academic path, and letting them know that they can make it, but not just giving them a message, being available and offering them the resources that come straight from heaven to help them make it and reach their goals. He turned it. He did that thing. I didn't do it. God did that thing. He did it. And I am so very godly proud of my daughter for her perseverance. And it's not been easy, but she is stuck with it by the grace and the power of God. And I am excited for her future. Now, give God some praise. When you get off this Periscope, give God some praise on our behalf and start thanking God in advance for the things that he wants to turn around in your life. To God be the glory.